right? What do you think, all these people, buddy? Huh? Oh, it's right there. He won't say a word. Said it the other day, there are no nights off in the Big East, and man, alive did they played their tails off offensively. I'm talking about Marquette. But, you know, for our guys to answer, I've been saying it for a while, that if, you know, our players shoot the ball like I really know they're capable of from the three-point line, and this team has a chance to be really, really special. And didn't come easy, but to have 24 assists on 31 made field goals, 24 assists and 9 turnovers, in an environment like that, an atmosphere. And I want to say thank you to our fans. That was an unbelievable environment. Cintas was rocking from the very beginning. It felt like it was 140 degrees in there. So thank you to our fans.
In the first game, you played a lot of 1-3-1 zone, not so much today. Were you happy with more the way the man was working, or what was kind of?
Did you see our 1-3-1? Fry ball. Next question. All those proponents of, hey, we have to play more zone. Yeah, fried. Fried. Did I mention the word fried? We got fried. Next question.
Coach, the final 9 minutes, the offense really hit a different gear. Can you put your finger on what clicked the final 9 minutes for your team?
We have some really talented players. And we felt like we had a mismatch on the floor when Trayvon's out there, just simply because they're playing Ellenson and Luke Fisher. There you go, buddy. You know, it's hard. We had Stainbrook and Reynolds out there last year trying to chase guys around. And the way we play offensively, we can spread the floor. And when you have guys like Miles and Ed driving the ball and JP shooting it the way he did, I mean, those were some dagger threes that a lot of our players hit. Miles floater in the lane. See you, buddy. Don't let him walk off. There's Mama.
Chris, you're big on starting JP today. What was your thinking of starting JP?
Just a coach's decision. Nothing to read into it. Just felt like better matchups.
What is unique about him? What does he give this team that maybe nobody else does?
And there's a lot that's unique to JP. The word that comes to mind is fearless. And that's one of our core values. You know, whatever venue we step into, whatever the moment is, we want guys to play without fear, you know, to attack. And that's who he's been ever since we recruited him. And, you know, I mentioned in the post-game radio with Byron and Joe, sometimes when it's 24-20 and the game's in the first half and it's not in balance, JP's threes don't seem to go in as easy as they do when you're down 2 with 30 seconds left, or, you know, the score in this case was tied a couple times. And almost felt like he tied it on purpose defensively so he could make another 3. But he just, whatever it is, you know, he's got it. And he has it in big moments. And he's not the only guy. You know, we've got a lot of guys like that. And I mentioned before, you know, Trayvon Blewett's line offensively, you know, and the fact is he sat out a ton only to come in and make some huge plays. The runner where I felt like he got fouled in front of the bench, you know, the couple elbow passes he makes to Edmond on that little play we have. Ed seems to get a dunk on. I mean, just guys making plays.
Does Makura remind you of you?
He's a much better shooter. We can go down the line. I was a much better rebounder. But, yeah, a little bit.
Temperament, the way he approaches things.
A little bit. You know, a little bit. I like to needle you a little bit. He likes to needle people a lot a bit.
James had an off night rebounding after getting 19 against them the last time. Did Ellenson and Fisher have his number?
No, it had nothing to do with them having his number. James has practiced on and off for the last week and a half ever since he got, hurt at DePaul. And this is the very, very tough league. When you sit out, when you try to practice a little bit and play, it's hard. It's very, very difficult, and I think he was a function of that today. When he was out there, he didn't play very well, and so we opted to go in a different direction.
Was it his knee or his hamstring?
A little bit of both. You'd have to ask Flukes.
Is he doing better now in terms of healing?
Well, I think it bothers him a little bit, but every day that he's removed from it, it shouldn't be a factor.
how satisfying is it for you as a coach to have beaten Marquette on the road where you dominated the paint, top defense? This game kind of hit a lot more threes. As a coach, I'm sure you must feel proud and showing the versatility.
Well, I don't necessarily look at it like, Marquette. I just, every game you play in this league, home or away, is tough. There's great coaches. There's certainly really, really talented players. Every team knows each other's secrets. You get in conference play. We're no different than any conference. I mean, it's just, when they stand up, when Woj, puts out and says, hey, we're going punch action, our whole bench is screaming out, screen the screener. I mean, it's just, there are no secrets, and you only have so much practice time. You can't just throw in 7 new plays every game you play. Your execution will go out the window. So it's just, the true round robin in this league makes it special.
Your team starts cooking like that in the final 9 minutes. How much fun is it?
It's fun on one end of the floor, If I could just be the offensive coordinator, it'd be a hellacious time out there. But unfortunately, once the ball goes in the net, now I have to be the defensive coordinator. And you give Marquette credit; they played their tails off. Ellenson is as good of a freshman as I've ever coached against. I mean, I think he's playing smarter. I thought he settled the first 10, 15 games, sporadically watching him, and then leading up to the first time we played them at Marquette. We just felt like he settled. He'd catch it from 17, triple threat, not really try to create space and just shoot. And it's hard to be an elite, great player if that's all you're doing. And now he's driving the ball to the basket. He's posting. They're going high-low action with him. He's rebounding. He's a really, really tough matchup for any team in this league.
Going back to
Yep. No, you're fine.
question. Going back to James, do you think that his not being able to produce as many rebounds played into the rebounding disparity at the end, or why do you think that you guys fell behind in that?
Well, I mean, when you shoot 62% from the three and 56% from the field in the first half, and you almost duplicate it in the second half, there's not a lot of missed rebounds to get on the defensive end. Offensively, I didn't think we were giving good enough effort to get offensive rebounds in the first half. Did a much better job in the second half. But again, if there aren't that many rebounds to get because the ball's going in the basket, it's tough to get the margin that you'd like or that we're used to.
Chris, do you like where Jalen's at mentally and in practice and focus-wise right now? Has he been doing well last 2 weeks?
He has, and sometimes he turns into Meadowlark Lemon there, and in first half he's facing up and shooting 17-footers, and he has to be able to be the guy he was in the second half. And his teammates snapped him out of it. We talked at halftime and gave him some aggressive counseling on where he needs to get the basketball rather than the top of the key, under the basket. And when he does that, he's very, very, very effective. Freshmen, we're almost 2/3 of the way through conference play. Really, really excited about what Kaiser brings. I have all the confidence in the world in Kaiser because, number one, I know what I'm getting on the defensive end. I mean, he was matching up with Ellenson. The issue comes in when Ellenson sets ball screens and we switch. Now you have Larry Austin and smaller guys on Ellenson, but there's no mismatch on the perimeter when Kaiser's on a guard. He can move his feet at an elite level. He can guard 1 through 4. It was great to see him shoot the ball short, but then have the confidence in a time where we were down 6 or 7 to hit the top of the key 3. I mean, the game can go the other way quickly. You miss that shot, and he had the confidence to shoot it and make it. And I'll keep banging that drum that he's one of the best shooters on our team, and we really needed him to step his play up when Trayvon had 4 fouls.
For the second straight game, you've had some level of struggles with the free throw line. Do you think that's something that you need to fix, or what?
I would say last game, if you looked at it, we had one guy that struggled. We were 85 or 83% from the free throw line without one guy. Now today we had a few guys that missed them, and I can't tell you why. Just look at our team for 23 games, and you're usually who you are on the back of your baseball card rather than one game.